everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. We're going to do top perfumes for the month of February 2020. The first February of a new decade. First and foremost, thank you to my patrons for helping support the channel. For you guys on Patreon, this video will be ad-free. Plus, for those who are not patrons yet, just to let you know, this video has a longer version running up on Patreon with a special 6th fragrance to explain the first 5. It sounds spooky and kooky, but that's the way it is. Plus, ads are running on YouTube, no ads on Patreon. Okay, let's get straight to it. First fragrance of the month. I mean, I guess at this point, a lot of you probably might have guessed it already. It is Scentsy, the Pure Perfume. And I begin my day with the Pure Perfume. Why? I don't know why. I think because this particular Pure Perfume is the softest, most delicate kind of touch to begin a day. But on top of and I mean, honestly, I really do wear it in the mornings more than in the evening. So it's literally how I go about with this fragrance. So what I do is, after showering, I get dressed, get ready. This is literally my final touch of the day. So after I've applied everything, clothes and accessories, and I know I always tell you guys, first spray your perfumes and then add your accessories if they're going to be costume jewelry, because costume jewelry doesn't want to get wet and costume jewelry does not want any alcohol on it because it's going to degrade it. But since this is not a spray, it's a splash, we're good to go. You can apply it exactly to the spots you want it without damaging or without risking to damage your costume jewelry. Now, of course, if you're going for applying it behind the ears, but you're wearing earrings, that's a bit tricky, granted. But all the other variations of application of this fragrance are easier to handle. Let's just put it that way. After you've applied this one, the way it runs on your skin. Now, I will be doing a proper review of Chanel Scentsy, the Pure Perfume. I have done a first impressions after I've unboxed it, and you can check that out also on my channel. Link is in the description box underneath this video, but also in the card section up above. There's something delicate about it that, depending on your mood, and so far I can already say now, it can last long. I mean, you can smell it on yourself for a longer period of time throughout the day, several hours. But if the mood isn't, I don't want to say not right, because it can be a right mood, but without the perfume lasting too long on your skin anyway. So there are those moments, let's just cut it short there, where and when this fragrance will not last too long on your skin. And then there are those other moments when it will last a long time. Since I'm experiencing and experimenting with it for the first time ever in colder months, I cannot tell you what my results are going to be in summer, for example. But as of now, in winter months, it's already kind of flipping between longer lasting and shorter lasting, depending on the day, even though most of the days are relatively cold. So that is Scentsy, the Pure Perfume. And after the delicate warm touch, the waking up warm touch, the touch in the morning when I feel like, yay, this is going to give me a good boost. It's going to give me positive energy. After that warmth, I need something cooling and floral, but intriguing. So we're talking around noon, I jump into McQueen, the Eau de Parfum. That has unfortunately been discontinued. Now, on the Alexander McQueen website, the only fragrance I see from this family is the Pure Perfume. But this is one of those kind of rare occasions where, and I've done the review of the Pure Perfume, you could check that out on my channel as well. I'm not a big fan of the Pure Perfume of this one. I prefer the Eau de Parfum. There's something softer about it, less, I don't know what it is. I guess the pepper mixes better with the dangerous flowers, being the ylang ylang, the jasmine, and my ever so beloved tuberose, which this one has lots of. Chemical type of tuberose, a coty type of tuberose, but tuberose nevertheless. So I like this cooling effect because this one is cooling and clean in a way. I like this I prefer this right after the warmth of Chance. So it's an interesting progression. As this one starts fading out, this one fades in, or I start using this one. And then I play with the cool floral aspects until I hit around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. When I go all religious. I go incensey, and I go for Avignon by Comme des Garcons from the Incense series. Now this one plays a different role in this February month because, well, first of all, happy birthday to my mom. This is her month and her birthday. So the religious aspect of it is kind of more of like a, not religion per se religious, but more in a way of ritual and a family, you know, somebody in the family, very important in the family is having a birthday. So it's kind of a, it's that type of smell of honoring a special occasion. And unlike other incenses, and I say this often when I talk about incense, and I say, you know, a lot of fragrances or a lot of perfume houses want to make incense perfumes and they go about it the wrong way. I'm not a big fan of incense perfumes because they all take themselves too seriously. And if you are in a church or in a place of any kind where incense is used, usually they're used for some rituals or for some religious meanings, whatever purposes, cleansing from spirits and blah, 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 what have you. You know, burning incense, it's a dry affair. And it's a very smoky, dry, elevating affair. That's why it's supposed, that's what it's supposed to do. But mostly when fragrance houses make incense perfumes, they try to copy that high elevation and dryness and smokiness of it, and it just goes really sour. I mean, by sour, I don't mean that it only smells sour. Oftentimes it does, but it's just cringy because it becomes so serious and so over the top, wanna be serious, and it takes itself too seriously. It's just bad. That's why I don't really like incense perfumes. But exception being the Comme des Garcons series, because they do not take themselves seriously. They are playful. They have the dry incense tone to them, but at the same time, they are, I don't want to say fruity, but, and I don't want to say bubblegummy, but you know, Comme des Garcons fragrances are known for their synthetic components, and they don't shy away from them. They actually emphasize the fact that human beings have, you know, or are striving towards mastering the utilization of synthetics in our daily lives, really, from the plastics we purchase to fragrances that smell synthetic. But the Incense series particularly has mastered that blend of natural and synthetic smell in one, and because this series has 5 key cities that are connected to some sort of religion or religious movements throughout the world, each one of these 5 is very special. I've selected Avignon this month because it has a particular tone to it, or a particular note to it. It's not the only one from the Incense series from Comme des Garcons that has it, but it has a particular note in it that we will touch base on in the Patreon part of the video. That's a little secret for now. Now, this special moment, as we've acknowledged the importance of family and the importance of the ritual of the family, we shift into, again, a lighter territory. We go floral again with DIORAMOUR, the Maison Dior fragrance that reminds me very much of an Alfred Hitchcock movie, Rear Window being one of them. You can check out the review of this one also in the description box underneath this video through the link, or in the card section up above. DIORAMOUR is all about the iris and the orris root. Well, not all about it, but mostly it's what it's about. And it has a very particular dryness to it. Now, this is the funny thing, you see, because we've had that incense, and I said the incense perfumes that go too dry don't go well with me. This one isn't dry. It has more of a candy wet feel to it. It has the incense dryness as well, but it has a humidity to it, which makes it playful to me, which makes this incense approachable to me. And then I go for the floral, orris rooty based, complete dry type of scent, right? That has nothing to do with incense. It's the actual total opposite of it, but it lightens the mood because it paves the way basically, it's like when you're eating sushi and you go for that ginger. You know, they say you should take a bit of ginger between every roll you take or sashimi, whatever you're eating, just to clean the palate and to prepare the palate for the next flavor. DIORAMOUR, in this case, in this instance, in this month, kind of works for me or to me as ginger. It doesn't smell of ginger at all. It's about that cleaning the palate. It paves the way to what's coming in the evening. So this is between 6 and 8, 9 p.m. Literally, even though this is more of a day fragrance, but I like to wear it in the evenings. There's something nice about winter temperatures and cool, crystalline smelling cold air outside, and then having something like this that is more floral to contrast that coolness and that crispy coldness. It's really, really nice to me. Anyway, paves the way to the fifth fragrance, which is 31 Rue Cambon, the Eau de Toilette, mind you, not the Eau de Parfum. Usually we can read in the back there, Eau de Toilette. Anyway, gosh, this is amazing. This is number 5 for the month of February. We have to make room for it because I didn't calculate the fact. I do have the 75 ml bottle as well for when I travel. That's how much I love this one. But the 200 ml is the one featured in this video now, and it's too big to fit into the shot. There you go. It's kind of fitting in it. Little Chance is all the way all alone in the corner. Labdanum and a feel of pure haute couture, right? So when Jacques Polge created this perfume, he gave it that connotation. When he described the fragrance, he said, you know, the haute couture salons of the Chanel Maison is in 31 Rue Cambon. That's why this fragrance has that name. It's a perfume that is tailored as if it were handmade. It's complex, it's complicated, it's not to everyone's liking. You can describe it as a fougère. You don't have to. There's so many different approaches to this fragrance. You could check the review out in the link in the description box underneath this video, but also in the card section up above. 31 Rue Cambon is literally, I think, minus the softer fragrances, which is Bel Respiro and La Pausa. I mean, softer, and Eau de Cologne. But Eau de Cologne from the Les Exclusives range, it's a kind of a separate thing altogether. But with Bel Respiro and La Pausa, or more than that, maybe more together with Bel Respiro and number 18, 31 Rue Cambon is the least acknowledged, is the least purchased, is the least loved of the Les Exclusives range. But then again, you know, haute couture is also something not everybody purchases, not just because not everybody can afford it, but also because not everybody can live that lifestyle, again, not just because you can't afford to be just moved, you know, like Mariah Carey, just like you sit down and somebody carries you through the city and you don't have to do anything, you don't have to walk. A lot of the haute couture clothes are not walkable. I mean, they're wearable, but, you know. But Chanel, however, has perfected haute couture in terms of also delivering haute couture pieces that are very wearable and comfortable, together with the evening gowns that are all about show, right? But there's also that perfection and tailoring to your body to make it work perfectly. What does this mean? This means that a jacket that is perfectly tailored for your particular body, it won't fit mine, and vice versa. So this is why it's kind of tricky when you're creating an haute couture related fragrance, but you're not tailoring it to every single wearer specifically. That's why Jacques Polge had to abstract it, right? Had to create an abstract vision of what haute couture is, and perhaps envision and think, what would Coco's vision of an haute couture dress be and mean? And how would she fit it? So this is a tailored perfume to Coco Chanel. And that's when you start envisioning it that way, that's when you start appreciating it. Even though it might not suit your nose particularly, once you realize that it's made for her, it's tailored to her body, then at least you start respecting it, even though you might still not like it on your own skin. Totally fine. But this is why this particular perfume in the Eau de Toilette concentration it's usually a love or hate relationship with it. There is no mez, like meh, going around with this one. But I love it because it takes me into the night, and makes me understand where I want to be. You know, it envelops me in the right way. It carries me throughout the night in the right way. It's hot and cool at the same time. It's one of those Chanel dresses or jackets, and in my case, pants tailored to me, made in Jersey and a bit of tweed, very soft materials. The interior, all of the inlay of the jacket and the pants is silk. So what we have here is just perfection. And it's soothing and it's comforting, and it allows me to go to sleep reassured knowing that my life is still, I'm in control of my own life, and the next day I can wake up and be very self-confident that I can pull off whatever life throws at me the next day. So that's why, especially in winter where, you know, there's not a lot of sun outside, we tend to get more depressed than usual. We tend to kind of go a bit more lethargic, which per se is not a bad thing, because you can go a little bit lethargic. I mean, even bears sleep throughout all winter, you know. Hibernation is a thing in nature, not just a thing that you could deem as lazy connotation added to people who are less active in winter. If I could allow myself to sleep throughout all of winter, I literally would. I would preserve myself. I would clean my psyche. I would literally sleep for 3 months and then wake up in spring again. And I would be peachy as a peach, you know, but alas, life doesn't let me do it. So I have 31 Eau CAMBON to help me do it. So guys, that would be my top 5 perfumes for the month February 2020. I hope you like this video. If you have, please do thumb it up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Super Dacob all spelled together. And I'm also on Patreon. By the way, patrons, stay tuned because we're going to continue this video a bit longer. And for the rest of my lovely subscribers, thank you so much. Never forget to never give up on love. See you soon. Take care. Bye.